Well, Taurus, I'm not going to lie. This is the second time I've done this today. I lost the video that I just did for you for this reading. But it must be meant to be, because the other reading that I did this with turned out to have many of the same cards, not for lack of shuffling, but also deeper and stronger messages as well. So working through this, knowing that sometimes the mistakes we make are meant to guide us toward greater clarity, greater understanding, better knowledge of what we're asking about. And in this case, what we're asking about is an understanding of the energies affecting the new moon that occurred today at about 3:30 in the morning, Mountain Time, in sidereal Aquarius. And sidereal Aquarius falls in your 10th house, which is ruled by Saturn in your chart. So there will be an influence of Saturn there. And it's pertaining to, mothers, supervisors, bosses, managers, things that generally people refer to as career, reputation, status. And with the influence of Mercury, Neptune, and Venus there, it's very possible that your new moon experience could involve things that you teach at work, could involve training at work. At any rate, this particular new moon, I have decided for all of us, gives us the opportunity to come into personal alignment with the soul. And it is my hope and my sincere wish that when we focus on the conflicts we hold within us with the intention of bringing peace, then the conflicts we see in the world will begin to ease, as within, so without kind of prayer for this new moon. This reading will tell us about the energies that will be with us until April the 12th, 2021. And your Golden Thread Tarot card is the Three of Swords. And this is a card that's about grief and loss and heartbreak. It's a difficult card to deal with, but it's also the soul's information ground, right? This is where we learn who we are. Who are you when your heart gets broken? Does your heart open after it's broken? Or does it shut down? Does it close? The thing that's reassuring about swords cards is that mostly they're mental. It's ideation, it's ideas that affect our emotions. And therefore, it's not just raw emotion, it's not just something you have to deal with. It's the way that you think about it that you have to deal with. The other side of this is the Knight of Wands. And I love that because it's like the Hero's Journey card, right? We like our heroes flawed. We like our heroes broken. We like them to have to come back from incredible challenges. And the best mindset for a hero is to see the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune as an adventure. And it keeps motivation high and keeps us going. Let's hope that the heartbreak has a reason and a meaning. Now, I'm going to ask for a signifier here to do the Celtic cross spread. I'm asking Spirit to show me a card that will represent you as we begin this reading, may be affected by the past, by the present, by the future, but it is meant to be you as we should see you moving through this. Lovely. We have the Page of Pentacles. Now, this page, this young person has an ideal and has desire, has a goal, has diligence, ambition, focus. See how he's holding that pentacle in front of him? And pentacles as a suit are the signs of material security in nature and real world security. So this is a young man who has a drive, has ambition toward material security. You are covered by hard work. This is a card, the Ten of Wands is a card of accomplishment, and covering you here, it can be oppression, frankly. It can be too much hard work. It can be too much duty, burdensome responsibility. But it can also be achievement as well. So, maybe you have achieved a desire here that we will see if the achievement of that desire has served you well or not. You are crossed by the card of generosity, the Six of Pentacles. Now, this person holds the scales of justice in one hand. And while it can be, charity and generosity and the joy of giving in the upright, we're reading it as an obstacle. And so it can be power and domination here. Feeding into that oppression reading of the Ten of Swords, the Six of Pentacles can also be giving with strings attached. Either, as you attained your goal, you then gave with strings attached, or you found once you achieved your goal that there were strings attached to the attainment. In this moment, it looks like you're in a meditative, resting, reassessing posture with your four swords of restoration, contemplation, and withdrawal around you. These are the thoughts of calmness and stillness. Medieval knights used to, by their coffin, by their funeral pyre, or whatever structure he looks to you to be laying upon, they used to buy that before they went off to battle. And they would contemplate there before, and then they would pray there after their safe return. Because death is always available. It's always an option, right? So no one being more aware of that than the knights that fought in hand-to-hand combat back in the medieval period. It's interesting to me that in the stained glass window behind here, there's an image that's very much like the Six of Pentacles, the card of giving with strings attached in your particular reading. Your foundational card is youthful adventure. The Page of Wands is excited curiosity. He is ready to go out and enjoy whatever comes his way, freedom, courage, faith, exploration. And we have that in the Knight, but it's maturing there as well, right? Once you've been in a couple of battles, you lose some of your youthful exuberance. Once you've gotten a couple of achievements, you may find yourself being in a self-protective way and losing some of the enthusiasm that you started out with. Well, this is a completion card. It's one of my favorite cards in the deck. It is the major arcana card, the World. It's about fulfillment and harmony and completion. And the cycles that we operate in are cycles of harmony, disharmony, and repair. That's generally how they work, not always in that order, but it looks like you had some harmony in your past and you're moving toward a new beginning. The Fool card, the Zero card, is innocence. It is the free spirit. Perhaps you are thinking about setting yourself loose from your duties and your burdens and moving into a new chapter in your life. You're certainly moving somewhere. This is a victory card. The Chariot is direction and control, drive and ambition. This charioteer has both hemispheres of his brain lined up, moving in the same direction. And this is your third major arcana card in this reading. Your past, your future, and your present are all very dynamic, very important to your now moment, and whatever it is that you're contemplating, past, present, and future seem to be a big part of it. All around you is the stalemate. This was a prominent feature in the reading that we had to, that got lost. So this is, if you look back at the very beginning setup that I had, you'll see that the Two of Swords was there twice. And this is about difficult choices. All around you right now, there's indecision, there's stalemate. You are at a crossroads of completion to new beginning. And it looks like you're deeply contemplating how you can do that in a balanced way. How can I move forward in the right way? How can I move on from this? Heartbreak, perhaps. Lovely. Your hopes and fears are that you need to attain head and heart balance, and that communication between soul and self that we were talking about before is something that you both hope to have and fear having. And I don't blame you for that, because it's a big responsibility to have to act and move forward in your life with your head and your heart aligned. It's not easy to do. Most of the world doesn't do it, and they don't do it because they're fearful. Your future card doesn't have a whole lot of fear, so it gives me a sense that you'll be able to move through this stalemate in a very balanced way. Yeah, looks like you will. The Sun card is one of the most joyous cards in the deck. I love the horses in the major arcana, or well, actually in the whole Rider WAITE, but this particular Sun Child horse combination is particularly celebratory. They look like they're having a really good time. It's positive, it's joyous, it's successful. And I think you may be fearing what it's going to take to bring your head and heart into the line, to return to this original innocence, seeing yourself as, you know, having been through the fire a couple of times, but no less unstained, no less pure for your interactions on earth. We are spirits in the material world, not at all purely material objects, right? Not to be bound with contracts and indentured servitude. We are our own agents, and learning that lesson can sometimes hurt people around us. It looks like maybe in your case it has as well, because the Page of Cups is a joyous surprise. I love the way this is ending for you. It looks like, you're moving on from oppression and the heartache that life can sometimes cause us in a very joyful way. But it's also important to note that this can be an apology card. You may need to say to someone, I'm sorry, I can no longer fulfill this obligation. I can no longer fulfill this contract. It's not in alignment with my heart. It may be the case that your fish in a cup there is, admitting that you have a sensitive soul and that an arrangement that you made is no longer serving that soul and you need to move on despite the heartbreak. It looks like there may be a happy surprise in all of it, This guy's a dreamer, and he may be even imagining that moving into the future is going to be harder than it is, but I don't think so. I think there's a happy surprise and success awaiting you if you move forward in alignment. I think that's probably true for all of us. And because he's a dreamer, he got the Lizard card. And the Lizard is the dreamer of the Animal Cards deck. He dreams the shadow, dreams the unconscious, and thus knows himself in the world before the experiences happen. Lizard can move quickly from one experience to the next because he knows the state in between and knows how to move with the cycles of life, the cycles of harmony, disharmony, and repair. Looks like you're learning that lesson as well. And you got this one in your last card, or your last reading, but it was the top card and not the flip side. It looks like a period of cleansing is happening for you. Maybe it's cleansing that heartbreak over there, that Three of Swords. Maybe it's finally healing the thoughts surrounding that. Maybe it's coming to terms with them mentally and restoring yourself to your youthful exuberance, your innocence, your original happiness. Maybe going to a place where you've been happy before. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with returning to a place in the past where you once knew happiness, where you once knew the alignment of heart and head, where you once felt balanced, to see if you can cleanse the years of battle, the years of war that came between you and it. I wish you the joy of it, Taurus. I hope your dreams are fulfilled as it looks like they will be. And I hope that we get to see you here again for the next new moon reading, which will happen on April the 12th. May this reading serve you until then. Thank you for enjoying this with me. Thank you for your time, your likes, your shares, your subscribes, and any and all interest that you give to this channel. I certainly do appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much.